If your car cranks but will not start when you turn the key, that's telling you something. It's telling you, one, that your battery's not completely dead. Also telling you that the starter is actually working. It's got enough oomph to turn the car over. So that narrows down a lot of the possibilities. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I would go about diagnosing a problem like that in my messy garage without throwing a lot of parts and money and time at it. You're watching Dan's Messy Garage. When I say cranks but won't start, what I mean is the engine's turning over rapidly. It sounds like it might want to start, but it just doesn't. That's a lot different from a problem where it's a no crank. You turn the key and there's nothing or there's a click. This is the engine's spinning, it just won't start. If the engine's spinning over, it still needs three basic things. It needs air, fuel, and spark to happen at the right time. Without one of those, it's not going to run. So let's break that down a little bit. Before we get too carried away, there's some things that you have to ask yourself, or me ask the person. Like, did this just happen? I mean, was the car running okay yesterday and now today it cranks, it won't start? Or is the car, has that been sitting for years and now you're trying to get it running? And important one is, has anybody else worked on the car or changed anything before you got a hold of it? But if the car's been sitting around for years, now you've got a whole different can of worms. Let's say somebody worked on a car before you, couldn't get it running, and they quit. If you know and you can ask what they done or did, then you'd have a big clue. But most of the time you don't. I mean, it's just they got the car and it won't start, and they know that the previous owner did some things to it. Well, you got to start from scratch. Like a lot of times, what previous owners will do is change spark plugs, change wires, and a lot of times they get the firing order wrong, or they got the firing order correct, but going in the wrong direction on the distributor, clockwise or counterclockwise. It's not going to run. It may pop and bang, it's just not going to run. Let's get back to the point of this video on what will cause a car to crank, turn over, but not start and run. In a previous video, I touched on these topics. When a car won't start, one of the things is fuel. And if it's a carburetor, you take the air cleaner off, look down the carburetor, work the throttle, see if you can see gas squirting out of the accelerator pump nozzles. And you can check for spark. Pull the spark plug wire off. You kind of stick a screwdriver at the end of the spark plug wire and hold it by something. But that can be dangerous, and you can get a good hard zap. If you're going to be doing this stuff and you know that you probably do it again, get yourself one of these spark testers. This goes in line with a spark plug or a coil wire. I'll demonstrate how to use a spark tester. Pull the coil wire off the distributor cap, stick it into the tester, put the cap wire back on. Now, when you turn the key and you have ignition, you'll see this thing flicker and light up. That'd be good. That means you got ignition, you have spark. You take this thing off of here. Now, if you have a carburetor and you look down the carburetor and you don't see any fuel squirting, when you work the throttle, take some starting fluid. Give that a spray about that long. You don't need a lot. You don't want to drown it. Turn the key. And if the engine starts for a second or two, you got a fuel delivery problem. Let me take the air cleaner off here and I can explain and point to things better without this in the way. Now, if the carburetor, you got a gas line that runs up to it somewhere. It's either going to be on the side, the front, maybe on the back, but follow the gas line. And you can take the gas line off where it goes into the carburetor or loosen it. Turn it over. See if you got gas present here. If you got gas present like at the carburetor but not in the carburetor, you know you got a problem inside the carburetor. And old school way of dealing with that is you start banging on the carburetor to kind of see if you can unstick that float. If that doesn't work, you got to take the carburetor apart and figure out what's wrong there. Say that you took it off the carburetor and there is no gas coming out. If you have a fuel filter, try taking the line off on the fuel pump side of the fuel filter. You got to kind of backtrack, find the gas. Take this junction apart, gas comes out of the hose. You got a bad filter or a plugged filter. You pulled the gas line off the fuel filter and there's no gas coming out of the line. And if the car was just running yesterday or recently, and now it doesn't, and there's no gas, does the car have gas in it? Gas gauge could be not working. It could be, or they lie. Car could have just run out of gas and you didn't know it. But if you don't have gas here and it was running yesterday and you got gas in the tank, then that's really high likelihood of your fuel pump died. You got to put a fuel pump on it. But let's say that you got gas but you don't have spark. If it's an old car, that's a possibility of having points of condenser under the distributor cap. You just have to clean the points, use a $1 bill or a piece of sandpaper or something to get in there and clean the points out. And set the point gap. You got to check for voltage at the coil, because there's going to be voltage that comes to the coil, and then from the coil it goes to the distributor. Then the distributor, through the points, grounds the circuit, and that causes spark. So you measure voltage at the coil. It should have maybe 9 volts, 10 volts, less than battery voltage. If you don't have voltage at the coil, especially when you're turning the key on start, then you'd have a wiring issue. You got to check, trace. All right, so you figured out engine's getting gas. It's got spark. Still won't start. You got air. You kind of rolled that out because there's no mouse nest or anything blocking airways. Now, if the engine has too much gas, it's not going to spark. The plugs are probably all fouled and wet from you trying to start it so often. So you'd have to pull the spark plugs out, see if they're wet. And if you pull a couple out and they're wet, pull them all out. And then what you would do is take the coil wire off the distributor, ground it somewhere, hold the throttle to the floor, and turn the key and let the engine pump the fuelish vapor out of the engine. That's why you ground out your spark, and suck in fresh air. Meanwhile, you dry off your plugs or put new plugs in it, put them in there and see if it starts. Now, if it's got spark, it's got fuel, and it's not all flooded out, the spark could be happening at the wrong time. That could be from a timing chain issue, like the timing had jumped, so now the intake valves and exhaust valves opening and closing are not at the right time with the spark, and so that could be an issue. The distributor itself could not be turning. The gear on the bottom of it could strip. They do. But you're back at the question, when did it run last? Was it yesterday, or was it years ago and you don't know. You'd have to pull the distributor cap off, hit the key, and see if the rotor turns. If it doesn't, you found one of your problems. In a modern car, you could have fuel and spark at the wrong time, could be caused by a timing belt issue or a crank sensor or cam sensor or some other kind of sensor. You should have a check engine light on with a code that'll steer somebody with a diagnostic tool in the right direction. All right, so you got gas, you got spark, plugs aren't wet. See if the distributor is loose. Maybe somebody was working on it, didn't get it tightened down correctly. Another reason why: it could have fuel, it could have air, it could have spark at the right time, everything seems wonderful, but it has low compression. Now again, this wouldn't be something that would happen overnight if it was just running. It'd be an engine from a car that's been sitting a while, or a car that you just got and you have no clue of the history. You'd have to do a compression test. You got to listen to the engine when you're cranking it. It should have a rhythmic, not, not like it's skipping. If it's got uneven compression, it's not going to have a nice, even cadence to it. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself and losing scope of the whole reason you're here. You're here to find out what to look for if your engine cranks but won't start. Start with the basics: air, fuel, spark at the right time. You just gotta kind of listen to what the car's trying to tell you when you do try to start it. Check to see if it's got gas and spark and everything. Kind of diagnose things first before you just start going off the handle and throwing spark plugs at it and new coil and fuel pump and everything else. Listen to it. Use your head. Thank you for watching Dan's Messy Garage. Please stay tuned to my channel for future project updates and videos. Goodbye.